Rivals Eala Tjen to partner in Abu Dhabi Open doubles. Manila, Philippines. From rivals to teammates. Filipina pride Eala and Indonesian standout Eala Tjen join forces in championing Southeast Asian tennis with a doubles partnership in the prestigious WTA 500 Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open. The 23-year-old Tjen beat the 20-year-old Eala 6-4, 6-1 in the WTA 250 Sao Paulo Open quarterfinals in Brazil last year for their first encounter in the professional women's circuit after their junior and ITF years as almost the same batch. That run made Tjen the first Indonesian semifinalist in the WTA Tour, just months after Eala became the first Filipina WTA semifinalist in the Miami Open. Since then, both sea stars have etched their own marks and reached new career-high rankings. Pending this week's update after the Australian and Philippine Women's Open, Eala is now at number 49 and Tjen at number 69. They were on collision course for a gold medal match in last month's SEA Games in Thailand if not for the retirement of Tjen in the semifinals due to breathing issue, paving the way for home bet Mananchaya Sawangkayu's finals entry via walkover. Eala then beat Sawangkayu in the finale, 6-1, 6-2, to deliver the country's first women's tennis gold since 1999. This time, they will be on the same end of the court against Filipina-Canadian Leylah Fernandez, doubles number 68, and Kristina Mladenovic of France, doubles number 49. Game time is still to be determined Tuesday depending on the results of the singles campaigns by the said players. Eala was to play WTA number 112 Zeynep Sönmez of Turkey, her former doubles partner, while Tjen was to clash against WTA number 31 Maya Joint of Australia. Eala and Tjen are ranked lower in the doubles play at number 135 and number 67, respectively, but should have enough motivation to fly the flags of not only their nation but the entire region higher in the tennis world dominated by the Europeans. I think the sea level is really there, as you can see. It creates a really good atmosphere, said Eala on sea representation during her historic home tournament at the Philippine Women's Open last week. Tjen was supposed to play in the same tourney inspired by Eala if not for a second-round campaign in the Australian Open after stunning singles number 23 Fernandez, 6-2. 7-6, 7-1. Eala in the same tourney bowed to WTA number 99 Alicia Parks of the United States, 6-0, 2-6, 3-6. In the pulsating world of professional tennis, storylines often take on dramatic twists, rivalries intensify, unexpected alliances form, and new legends are written on the glittering courts of the sport's most prestigious tournaments. One such compelling narrative has unfolded at the 2026 Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, where two of Southeast Asia's brightest stars, Alexander Eala of the Philippines and Eala Tjen of Indonesia, have set aside their rivalry to form a doubles partnership that has captivated tennis fans across the region and beyond. This imaginative yet very real collaboration offers not just a sporting spectacle but a story rich with personal growth, regional pride, and the transcendent power of tennis to unite competitors around a common goal. Glowing star the competitors, Eala and Tjen. Eala, Southeast Asia's rising star. At just 20 years old, Eala has already etched her name into tennis history. A trailblazer for Philippine tennis, and for Southeast Asia in general, Eala has continually pushed boundaries on the WTA Tour. She has achieved milestones that would have seemed improbable only a few years ago, including being the first Filipina tennis player to compete in a Grand Slam main draw and penetrating the top levels of the international rankings. Her growth has been marked by powerful baseline play, tactical maturity, and an unrelenting hunger to compete on the global stage. Her singles campaign at the Abu Dhabi Open began with a match against Turkey's Zeynep Sönmez as part of the round of 32, a familiar opponent who has been both adversary and benchmark in her ongoing development. Eala Tjen, Indonesia's strategic force. Meanwhile, Eala Tjen, a formidable presence on tour at age 23, brings to this partnership a blend of experience and consistency. Known for her strategic finesse and competitive grit, Tjen has weathered tough draws and notable opponents across WTA events. Her journey through the Australian Open earlier this season, where she competed in both singles and doubles, demonstrated both a resilience and a talent on tennis's biggest stages. Before arriving in the United Arab Emirates, Tjen earned the right to compete at the Abu Dhabi Open through a wildcard, a recognition of a steady rise in the sport. Crossed swords hash from rivals to partners. What makes the Eala Tjen partnership particularly compelling is the history of rivalry between the two athletes. Their court battles have been competitive and spirited, most notably at the Sao Paulo Open in Brazil, where Tjen emerged victorious in straight sets during their last meeting, showcasing the intensity of their competitive relationship. Despite her setback at that event, Eala's resolve and skill have not waned, and the two have nurtured mutual respect through their shared journey across the global tennis circuit. Now, rather than facing each other with rackets raised in opposition, they stand shoulder to shoulder, a team united by shared heritage and mutual ambition. It's a remarkable pivot that speaks volumes about their professionalism, maturity, and commitment to representing Southeast Asia on the grandest stages of women's tennis. Handshake the doubles draw, a challenge worth taking. At the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, a WTA 500 event featuring some of the world's premier athletes, Eala and Tjen are not drawn against just any team. Their first opponents are the experienced duo of Leylah Fernandez of Canada and Kristina Mladenovic of France, a pairing loaded with pedigree and Grand Slam experience. This first round promises tactical depth, fierce rallies, and a test of composure under pressure. The Fernandez-Mladenovic team represents a blend of explosive athleticism and seasoned doubles acumen, which means that the Eala-Tjen tandem must bring both creativity and cohesion to the court if they are to overcome the challenge. This makes their partnership all the more intriguing, not just as a tennis competition, but as a narrative of two young athletes' willingness to synchronize their strengths and support each other under intense scrutiny. Sparkles dynamics of a doubles partnership. In professional tennis, doubles play often involves rapid-fire reflexes, razor-sharp communication, and the ability to anticipate a partner's moves almost instinctively. For players who are accustomed to singles competition, where the pressure and decisions rest largely on individual shoulders, transitioning into doubles can be a nuanced art. Complementary strengths. From the outset, it's clear that Eala and Tjen bring complementary skill sets. Eala is known for her agility, offensive court coverage, and fearless approach to baseline exchanges. Tjen offers tactical discipline, steadiness under pressure, and a sharp sense of positioning that can turn defense into advantage. Together, they create a partnership capable of dynamic play, one that can adapt under pressure and exploit angles that might elude less versatile teams. Communication and chemistry. Beyond technical ability, doubles strategy hinges on communication and nonverbal synergy. Players must not only execute shots but also